what?
Turn Kiwi.
Oh, anyone's welcome.
What's the Toulouse result?
I don't know. I think they're playing at 4:30, so it must be nearly over. Oh, we better get on the satellite truck and find out. Right, I think we get a Philippines ball.
Last one, Mike. Last one, buddy. Bring it on.
Through the pain barrier.
Very well, fellas.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Be very careful.
So, Dino, welcome back to the commentary position. Thanks for your selfless display there of letting young Boozer take over the commentary reins.
Nice to have old Grant Boozeville in the commentary box, and him and young Sammy are doing a fantastic job here for the Rugby Asia channel. So here we are on our last match of the day, Mike. It's been a quite intriguing and exciting and day compared to what was expected. You know, a nice, beautiful, hot, sunny, hard, fast track, but it hasn't to be. But it hasn't really disappointed the pundits on the game of rugby. So here we are, Japan kicking off in red. Last match of the day against Thailand.
Thailand, of course, going down to Chinese Taipei in their first match. Bit of a shock, so I'm sure they'll be keen to show a bit of performance as Henry takes the ball away, but good defence there from Tamaporn.
Yeah, as we said earlier too, Mike, you know, Japan also started quite slowly, and Lemeki's great kicks through from Takeri. And it's not very often I see Takeri doing a kick through, but Lemeki, great skills, pick up underneath the post for a 5-pointer.
So Lemeki's first try of the tournament. Imagine he's got 23 tries in this series. He scored 11 of them in the Thailand League. 11 tries. It's like your career. My career, I think. That's 11 tries, if I was lucky, in a couple of days.
Bit of a prolific try scorer in your days, were you, Mike?
No, I'm talking about a career total, mate. It was a very good celebration every time across the line. Sakai with the conversion. So Thailand starting poorly and looking destined for the bowl, which is not good for them. They've been plate contenders in all the tournaments, nice and consistent. Oh, again, just shrugged off there. Henry, who's looking well in form here, isn't he? And being involved, getting chances in this tournament.
Well, he's just showing some great acceleration off the mark too.
Yeah.
He's receiving the ball at times at standing still and then just powering it through those gaps and a great fend off there. So, I think maybe they got a bit of a wake-up call in their first game, Mike, and this is the time, the last game of the day, to set things aside. Here we go here. Great pickup with a nice handoff here. And
yeah, sometimes Henry, I think he played a lot of game time in KL and then in Thailand and India. He seemed to languish on the bench for long periods of time, but they've given him some good outings today so far as Sakai restarts. Henry goes up again to restart. Beautiful athleticism from Jamie Henry. Oh, and complete pace from Suzuki, who gets on the track. I don't think we saw him in the first game as well, and he announces his arrival in the tournament with a great try as well off the back of Jamie Henry's athleticism.
Well, if you look at the 3 times Japan have kicked off, it's all been about possession, and straight away they've just had either possession or put pressure, immense pressure on the Thai players and just turned it over basically, and it's difficult to defend it any of the best times.
Good speed there from Suzuki, the veteran, 32 years old, with a big grin on his face as he goes over for a pork pie. Nice work from Suzuki.
Well, it looks like they've come out with a bit of a mission in the second match of the day for the Japanese, and I'm sure they want to go back to the hotel with a lot of positives and change the direction with the kick to the right hand side, Mike, and regathered again by Lumeki out.
Here's Henry again, who spies a gap, closed quickly though, but still manages to flip the ball to Sakai, who decides to put in a searching kick of his own. Lemeki was chasing, comes off a Thai hand. It's Watanabe, who shows plenty of pace as well. Suzuki arrives late to the party, but still manages to get the ball. Good strength there from Sakai, and play just slows down a bit. The assistant referee wants to have a word.
They're showing some really great urgency in this match. I must say, I'm being quite impressed in the last 2 or 3 minutes that the Japanese are running with vigor and they're getting into position. The accuracy of the pass is, just a total team, different team from their first match. And here we go, just free kick and change your direction back out wide.
Lameki this time gets the ball on attack, and he's a hard man to stop. Makes it look so easy, and goes in with a graceful swan dive as well. His second try of the game, points total of 129 in the series, 25th try. There'll be plenty more to come too, you feel, this weekend. What a great day of rugby we've had here, and congratulations, hats off to the Singapore Rugby Union. They've done a great job in organising this tournament, and it's going to be a great day of rugby. If you can head down tomorrow, you'll see some of the best teams in Asia in action. So don't feel shy, get on down here. Play starts at about midday. And by the end of the day's play, we will see who is the best team in Asia. Will it be Japan who bring their title back, or can Hong Kong retain the title they won last year? Poor restart there from Japan. So it's Thailand's chance. Probably the first one with the ball in hand. Sisayet mucks around for a while and puts a great deal of pressure on Thanawat. And they're going in reverse, and indeed it ends with a knock-on. Sisayet was to blame there. He should have really got rid of the ball quicker than that. The Japanese defensive line up at pace, and poor Thanawat received the ball and about 2 defenders at the same time. So Lameki playing in the back line in this game. We've seen him a lot at hooker so far in the tournament. That's good pressure from Sisayet, making 2 quick tackles in succession. Here's Watanabe. Always needs that 5-10 metres of space to get going. Penalty to Thailand. This time they take it quicker. It's on to Hamapon. Sisayet goes into scrum half. Runs backwards again and passes without looking over his shoulder. It's a nice wiper's kick though, and there's some pace too from Nutanong on the outside. Manages to capture Lameki, who got to his feet quickly. And Japan have recovered here. Sononaka's there, gives the ball to Takiri. Sakai. Sononaka again. It's a strong runner from the Cuden Voltex, playing top league rugby. It's a sloppy kick. From Shokai, I don't think he meant to do that, or perhaps he did. Watanabe with a chance to get a try of his own. Got one against Chinese Taipei, now one against Thailand. Well,
I'm not just sure actually if Thailand have sort of lost for ideas, Mike. It seems to be every time they get the ball, a player passes out to another player. They're just under so much pressure from the Japanese, which basically not allowing them to run.
This has been a very impressive half of rugby for Japan, and if they can wrap this game up, they will take on Malaysia in the quarterfinal. Sri Lanka will take on the People's Republic of China. Korea, Chinese Taipei, and Hong Kong, Philippines. So I've got my maths a bit wrong here. I thought Korea would come up against Japan in the semi-final, but it looks indeed as though they will play Hong Kong or Philippines. So interesting.
So, Mike, coming up to the last half of the day, I mean, what's your thoughts regards about who would you foresee the top 4 going into tomorrow's final day of the Singapore Sevens?
Well, I suspect it will be Hong Kong, Korea semi, and Japan, Sri Lanka. And I'm not sure if Hong Kong have the firepower to take out Hong Kong. Korea have the firepower to take out Hong Kong. I suspected they were going to come up against Japan and give them a real going over. But
do you think you're going to see any? We're going to see any upsets in the quarterfinals?
Well, the Philippines showed they've got the ability to play well in periods. Maybe if Hong Kong take their eye off the ball, that'll be probably the closest matchup in terms of quarterfinals. Korea, Chinese Taipei, Japan, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, China. I mean, China are so enigmatic. Maybe they'll shine. They've certainly played well above any level we've seen so far. What about you, Dino?
Well, yeah, I suppose you start to look at the trend right throughout the whole series, Mike, and you get your top four. You can get your consistent finalists, which is Hong Kong, Japan. But I mean, you look at Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka are on its day, and they proved it early on today, and especially the last match. And they can be there on a good day, and that's all it can take. But consistently, you've got your Hong Kongs and your Japan are probably two above everyone else, I'm probably saying at this stage. And that could change tomorrow, Mike.
Deep kick-off from Thailand. Sakai spins it quickly to Lameki. It's Watanabe who again gets that 10 metres to get those legs going. And he's seemingly unstoppable once he gets that space. Kumquat's coming at him. But Watanabe's got enough momentum to go. And yeah, just if he has that space, whoa, he's a dangerous runner, isn't he, Watanabe?
Well, just looking at that try there by Japan, Mike, and maybe looking at the artillery that Japan have come. I mean, do you foresee that they've come with predominantly a lot of pace across the board in this team this coming weekend? And then the size of the players that are probably not here. I mean, it looks like they've got a lot of pace right throughout.
Yeah, I think you're right, and that's an area that needed addressing, wasn't it? We said that all tournament. They survived with the lack of a flyer. And they had Harada there at one stage in Thailand, who they've used sparingly so far in this tournament. But they put their stocks on Ito, who, although solid, was never convincing, and this is the pace that they've probably missed. But again, just takes them 5 or 10 metres to wind up. Conversely, you look at someone like Jamie Henry, who just seems to hit his straps within a couple of paces, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And that ball falls benignly into touch. Thais will have a line out put in. Yeah, it's funny, the Thais haven't played with much passion today, have they? They just looked, as you said, a bit short of ideas.
Yeah, they're just seem to lacking something there, Mike, and maybe a bit of possession. There we go. Just great example there. Just don't have enough ball to do anything with it, really.
Here's Lameki, who seems to be relishing the role in midfield. Sakai picks up a nice ball. This is Tsuruda, normally a scrum half. Sakai to Kiri. What else has he got in store for us? Shapes and good strong run from Sononaka down the flank. And playing advantage here for Japan. Sakai just gets a little mixed up with Lameki, but there may have been a stutter in the step of Lameki, but once he got going, surveyed the situation nicely and breezed through the gap for his third try of the game. A hat-trick for Lamano Lameki.
And it seems like he's really pushing the points above to his next rivals here in the Asian Sevens series, Mike. I'm sure he's probably gone out a little bit ahead of players like Tom McQueen, Henry, Benny Remini, list goes on and on.
Yeah, no, he's certainly taking control of that, not just with tries scored, but he's also had a couple of kicks over the series. Just lovely movement, body movement, shrugging off any would-be tacklers. Sakai's got 4 conversions in this game. Takes his points tally to 83. It's Sononaka who gets up nicely. Oh, that's a lovely breezy run from Tsuruda. It was Hashino, a man from the Cannon Eagles, who scored a sprightly try as well against Chinese Taipei earlier on. So Chinese Taipei, they've upped the ante, haven't they? They've been one of the good performers in this tournament. Certainly improved, beating Thailand earlier today. And they'll go through to a quarter-final clash against Korea. Who knows? Korea have been so inconsistent. Maybe it's a chance for them to get through.
Well, as we said earlier on, I'm sure Nathan Major has done quite a bit of homework and created something out of the Chinese Taipei team over the last two series anyway. So, yeah, they've improved week in, week out.
Nice little bit of work there from Punyavi. Tanung, who throws the ball, oh dear, to Shokai. And this is Harada, who wastes no time to dot the ball down for a try. He's got some pace, Harada. Love to see more of him. Well, it's a bit of a cakewalk, isn't it? This could be the biggest margin of the day, I think, at the end. In Thailand, well, they look like they'll be giants in the bowl tomorrow if they can turn this around. It's a great kick at goal too from Sakai. Well done. His 5th conversion. And he missed the first tournament for Japan in KL, Sakai, but he spends a lot of time on the field. He's the captain. He's got so much experience, and they really lean heavily on him. He doesn't let them down either, Sakai. Apart from maybe one dropped pass, I think, in the final there against Mumbai, which was a real surprise when a player of his calibre does that. Surachai. Punya V throws a hospital pass. But Japan are penalised for not releasing the ball carrier. Shokai gets in the way here too, probably a bit of advantage to play. Thailand are just not putting their players in space. Always seems to be a Japanese player on top, Perisit. There's a Shatri. Good run from him. But again, good pressure from one man from Japan over the top at the ruck, Harada. Apichai. Come back for the penalty.
Great defensive pattern there by the Japanese, and just can't even get over the gain line at all, Mike. So penalty counted there. Just the hands in the ruck. And I think it's probably the only time that Thailand could probably get possession by just a small little errors by the Japanese, and that's very rare. So once again, pressure on and pushing them all the way back to inside their own 22, Mike.
Yeah, I think the referee's playing advantage for offside here. They may have been a bit keen. There he goes. He's got the whistle out, so Thailand will get another shot here.
And that's the risk you've got to take, isn't it? You've got to put so much pressure on before you realise you pushed it too far the envelope, and now they got punished with a penalty offside.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Punyavi's sloppy there with his kick. So Japan get this ball back to Kiri, who's been oh so casual but effective in his play today. Just an experienced sevens exponent. Just feel he's not going through the motions, but just holding something back for tomorrow. In Thailand, under pressure again defensively. Here's to Kiri, who squeezes the ball out to Turuda. Decides to hold on to it himself again. Hospital passes here for his teammates. So it's Thailand's chance through Sisayet. In fact, it might be Tamaporn. In fact, they've had a bit of a jersey swap. Let's call him Tamaporn, I think. And that's the end of the game. Japan are able to crack up a half century against the luckless Thais. And disappointing from Thailand today, but Japan will be happier, a bit like Hong Kong, with their second outing of the day.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. And yeah, a lot of these teams will probably go away, others saying to themselves, yeah, it's been a day of a bit of a learning curve. It's been a day of let's just get through past it and get back into day 2. And then some teams will probably go do a little bit of analysis like the Japan and the Koreans and the top 4. So there are a lot of things up for stake here, Mike, and then it's tomorrow. So it's a crown of being the Asian Sevens Championship.
Final score, Japan 54, Thailand 0. So Thailand will move on to the bowl competition where they take on UAE. And then in the other bowl semi-final, Singapore play Indonesia in the minor leagues. But everybody's focus early in the day at 12 o'clock will be on the Cup quarterfinals. As You see the matchups for tomorrow. Starting at midday, Hong Kong taking on the Philippines. Korea with the upstarts from Pool D. Chinese Taipei doing very well. Japan against Malaysia. Malaysia, of course, going down to Korea. They'll have a point to prove. And Sri Lanka against another team who've impressed today, China. So lots to see tomorrow, streaming live on YouTube. And if you're in Singapore, get down to Yio Chu Kang Stadium. It's a great day's rugby for just $10 a head. Lots of cold refreshments available, some food from Chili's. You can't go wrong. So exciting rugby action in store here at the HSBC Asian 7 Series. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage. From Dino Herawini, Mike Rehu, and the hard-working team sweating bullets down in the control room, it's goodbye from the HSBC Asian 7 Series.